Hey guys, what's going on? This is Johnny Rain coming back at you with another 1 to 100 Master Grade review. This time I'm killing two birds with one stone, and I'm reviewing two mobile suits from the same series. That would be Stardust Destiny. Both GM types. One is Type C and one is the GM Quel. Now, if you guys have never seen these kits before and you're just looking at them for the first time, you probably know who this dude is. Probably have no idea who this guy is. Real quick, this is the GM Quel. This is the Titan recoloring and redesigning of the GM after the Titans become the main task force of the Earth Federation. This kit is seen for a grand total of 3 seconds at the end of Stardust Memory. You see it fly by the screen with a few others, and then you never see it again. Oddly enough, this kit came out before this one. This kit came out in 1999. This one came out in 2002. This kit, or mobile suit, had a more prominent role in the series than this one, with its 3 seconds of fame. Another thing that's kind of strange is, like I said, this one came out in 99. The articulation is a little bit better on this kit than the one that came out 3 years later. So let's go over the articulation real quick and let's see what I'm talking about here. Let's move the Type C out of the way and get the Quel in the spotlight. First of all, the one thing that's most prominent about the GM Quel is the fact that it has a hinge system on the shoulders. You can rock the shoulders front to back, something that the Type C does not have. The arms will go up at a pretty good 90 degrees. Really nice bend at the elbows. You can touch the shoulder, something that the Type C also cannot do. You also have a much more flush bend here at the shoulder, whereas the Type C kind of comes out a bit more and it's farther away from the shoulder. You can't get that full bend. GM has a 3-1 in the thumb, also has a closed fist hand here. Head can rotate 360, but like I always say, why would you really need it to? But it does, for some reason you want it to. Can look up very slightly and can't look down at all. That's about it. Skirt armor goes up pretty high, all the way if you need it to. Quel can kick up all the way up to its visor. Knee can bend about 90 degrees. You'll notice here in the back of the foot that there's hosing. This is plastic. On the Type C, it's actually a shoestring type of material or something like that, so it's actually not plastic, which is pretty cool. Another thing that the Quel has that the Type C doesn't have is separation of the foot. Now there's not a lot of articulation here, but it is different from the Type C. Rotation in the ankle is pretty good, or the foot could fall off. Epic fail! Back of the backpack has 2 large thrusters on ball joints, move pretty much any way you want them to. If you want them to fly that way or whatever, there you go. And that goes for the articulation for the Quel. Pretty good for a kit that was made in 1999, and I must say the proportions are pretty well, and I never would have thought that this kit came out in 1999, but it did, and for its age, it's awesome. Let's look at the Type C now that came out in 2002. Type C. Let's start off with the shoulders. Don't move whatsoever. Arms go up at a 90-degree angle. Quel goes up a tiny bit more than the Type C. Type C has double jointed elbow also, but it cannot touch the shoulders. There's more elbow articulation in the Quel than the Type C. Type C also has 3-1 in the thumb. Skirt armor also goes up as high as the Quel. Type C kicks as high as the Quel, but the bend at the knee is a tiny bit more. You can see this is not a 90-degree angle. This is less. Like I said before, if you look at the back here, you see that there is actually hosing instead of plastic here. Nice little extra touch. Backpack has 4 small thrusters. No ball joint. They're on hinges. Head articulation, 360 also. Goes up a little bit more than the Quel, really can't look down all that much, but it's pretty good. Ankle articulation, kind of tight, but pretty decent. No separation in the foot like on the Quel. And his gun fell off. His little pea shooter. Alright guys, so you see the difference in articulation. Not a lot of difference, but the Quel does beat the Type-C in a couple of ways. At least in my opinion, it does. Now let's take a look at the accessories for these two different GMs. Let's look at their defense first. Have their unique shields. The Type-C shield is kind of like the standard GM shield from the original Gundam series. White and red, see-through visor here. Has a good connector in the back that not only hooks into the form but goes around it and encases it, and a very, very strong hold on the shield. The Quel shield is 2 shades of blue, I believe. Oh, and in case you guys are wondering why I sometimes say colors are certain things, I'm kind of colorblind a little bit, so if I say something's a certain color, I normally don't say that with confidence, but definitely 2 different colors here. Looks like a light blue and a darker blue. Pretty nice. I like the shapes here. You can you know, get a GM's neck right in that shield. Very pretty cool. Handle here for the hand. Ammo packs here. A more primitive connector than the one on the Type-C. However, connects just as good. And oddly enough, I was looking at this, and the connector for this shield is much better than the GP01 full burner, which was from the same series. But this is so much longer and fits so much better into the arm. Why didn't they get the GP01 to do that? Why, Bandai, why? Anyway. Alright. Hook up the Quel shield to this hole in his forearm. Connects right in there. Looks pretty nice. What fell here? Back of his shoulder. Not coming out. Not coming out. Hook up the Type-C. Same thing. Has the connector here. And you hook it up. Also, not coming out. Very good connections, although different. Still awesome. And shields look great on these kits. Let's look at the guns. Now, this is where the Type-C wins in terms of accessories. Type-C, first of all, has this little pea shooter here. It's pretty much a little tiny pistol. Kind of looks like a Nerf gun or something. Anyway, there's this little part here that flips in and out, and it clips on to the side skirt of the Type-C. So, oh, and of course it just went in on me. Get out. Stop it. Play nice. And it clips right in there. Yeehaw. Quel comes with a kind of standard rifle. 2 pieces. Not a whole lot of intricacy in this. You would really need to paint this, line it up for it to look any good. Pretty standard, nothing special. Type-C has an awesome rifle. This is one configuration of the rifle. I say one configuration because the Type-C's rifle has the ability to change. You have multiple barrels you can put on this gun. I just happen to like this one. You have multiple ammo packs you can put on this weapon that differentiate from the other, and it makes it into an entirely different gun, and I love it. It's awesome. I wish more Master Grays had something like this. Not only that, but on the back of the Type-C, there's this hatch here that comes up. There's a piece that goes inside here, and you can actually hold a barrel and an ammo pack on the kit. So you can pretty much have every piece of weaponry attached to the Type-C in some way, something that the Quel does not have. But again, Type-C did come out 3 years later. So where it fails in articulation, it makes up for it in accessories and realism, that it can hold all its weapons like any other mobile suit would be able to do. If you take a closer look at these models, you'll see there are some differences in the head. The Quel has has a smaller visor, has this diamond kind of piece at the top. A little bit more detail here in the vents. Chest pieces are almost the same. Vents here, whereas this is completely flat. Legs are a bit different. Quel has a bit more depth. This is a flat piece here. Quel has some more pieces here, so a little bit more intricacy. You can't see because of the flash on, so I can show off the Quel. But the Type-C has some more panel lining here. Shoulder pads differentiate a little bit. The Type-C is pretty much one piece, whereas the Quel has the same piece but an extra piece on top. Backpacks differentiate, as I shown before. A bigger backpack for the Quel, smaller backpack for the Type-C, 4 thrusters on the Type-C, 2 big ones on the Quel. So a bit different, although they are both from the GM series. Now, you've guys seen the differentiations in these kit. You've seen my Quel fall apart. I did not build these kits. I got a 3 GMs for a very good price, pre-built off of eBay. And since these are from the same series, and pretty much one succeeds the other, I figured I would do a review on them at the same time so you can see the differences of these two models. The other GM that I received in this kit is a GM 2.0, and I will be doing that review later. Also, I did say I was doing a Zaku 2.0 review, however I haven't gotten to it yet because I want it to be panel lined and decaled up, so when I do a review on it, it looks freaking awesome. Now, between these two kits, which one do I like the most? Well, I like the Type-C's accessories. However, I can give those accessories to my Quel, mainly because I like bad guys in pretty much everything, wrestling, Gundam, anime, and I like the color scheme of the Quel better, and I like the articulation of the Quel better. So, for this review, the Titans beat the Earth Federation. Bam. Booyah. See you at the next review.